Hey, what's going on, guys? It's FiresprayXL, and I'm back again with another cringy ass video for YouTube. So today we're going to be trying to figure out whether or not you should buy the Panther 88. So we're going to go ahead and start by jumping into the deal itself. So it's going for $34.99, and you get the tank itself, a garage slot, of course. You get 2,000 gold and a bunch of boosters, and again, they probably did that just so they could check up the fucking price. Let's just be fucking real here. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys just read off the specs, just to try to shrink this down as much as possible. It has been buffed in this last update in the game, so just take note of that. So I'm going to go ahead and shut up and let you guys read. So let's start with the basics. It's a Tier 8 Premium German medium tank. So essentially this is the Panther 2 with some minor differences, such as it has less armor. The differences can be found on the hull. It's only 20 millimeters thinner than the Panther 2. Something else that is different about the Panther 88 over just the standard Panther 2 is that it gets extra gun depression, and since that it has less armor, it also can maneuver faster. I believe that the Panther 2 can only do 46 kilometers an hour as its top speed, whereas this can do 55, which is very nice. However, this does get 20 extra millimeters of turret protection. Now, essentially, this has the same gun as the Tiger 1. I mean, the specs are literally identical as far as penetration. The extra gun depression will definitely make this more versatile on like ridge lines. Now I want to quickly just say this before we get started, is that I have not yet played this vehicle. I was actually going to wait and give you guys a live reaction or a first impression of this vehicle. So I think it's about time that we jump into some gameplay. Let's get into that shit. So this is my first time playing in this vehicle, and I want to go ahead and just say that I am kind of impressed by its maneuverability, as I have not had any experience in the Panther itself, and that's something that I guess you can take note of. So we're going to test out the gun depression on this vehicle. Definitely is usable, for sure. Something I can say is that I definitely like this better so far than the T74 Mod 1, which was just painfully slow. I mean, just painfully slow. The gun seems accurate. I know what people are saying, German accuracy. Looks like I'm going against a standard vehicle counterpart, not the Panther 2, but the Panther 1. Enemy armor is damaged. Wow, I actually bounced around there. I was not really expecting that, just because it doesn't have very much armor on this vehicle. Turret traverse, by the way, seems pretty decent on this. But again, remember, I don't have any experience in the Panther line. This is the first time I've ever used it. But yeah, it ended pretty well. I didn't do anything spectacular or anything awesome. So here are the post-game stats. Again, nothing impressive. I didn't get any kills in this game. I managed to get 1,700 damage, made 47,000 credits. Here's the team, detailed if you even care about that. So it's time that we jump into the second gameplay. Let's get into that right now. Now, as traverse speed is something I can actually say that I do like, especially after the tragedy, in my opinion, that is the T54 Mod 1. I think it might have recently got nerfed. I'm not entirely sure, so don't hold me to that, but it definitely seems slower for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it was just because I was playing some light tanks beforehand, but who knows. But I am happy with how this maneuvers.
Looks like that one went right through. Nice shot.
It also has a pretty awesome reload time for an 88, and again, it is at tier 8. It has an awesome aiming time. That is something that you might already know, probably. I go and try to help this T23E3.
Nailed him back.
Ooh, this was a bad choice. And that ended in disaster, but what are you going to do? So that game ended quite terribly, and I do want to apologize for it. It was absolutely a terrible example of this vehicle. Even though as bad as I did in this game, I was still able to manage to grab a 9,000 credit profit, which is still pretty good, even though I hardly did shit. So you guys got to see my first impressions of this vehicle. I am actually kind of surprised by it. When I was first looking at this vehicle and at the deal myself, I was not sure whether or not I was even going to like it. I thought I was going to honestly regret it, and I'm actually honestly pleasantly surprised. Something I will say is that with the 88mm, I definitely think it fits better on the Panther than it does on the VK, and that's just my honest opinion. I do find that it can be kind of underwhelming in a heavy tank. But everything about this vehicle I find is actually good. I think the gun depression is really awesome. Armor, not so awesome. However, it is just the medium tank, so what are you gonna do? Its maneuverability I absolutely adore. It can do 55 kilometers an hour again, but as a medium tank, that is just amazing. Now, comparing it over to its standard vehicle counterpart, Panther 2, I find that this, for me, in my playstyle, is a better vehicle. Then again, I've never used a Panther until now. Now, I do like a faster medium. That is just, again, how I like playing. Now, I know it's not quite up to the CDC's specs, but I will say that it definitely has pretty awesome aiming time, and I do believe that was actually part of its recent buff in the most latest update to the game. Its reload time is pretty awesome in my opinion. I mean, it is tier 8 and it is only an 88mm. I definitely think that the 88mm does do better in a medium tank over a heavy tank. So now it's time for the big question of the day, and that is whether or not you should buy it. In my honest opinion, I think that this is actually a good deal. Not to say that the price is awesome, but I do think that this is actually a good grab. Now, for people that are using the Panther 2, or if you just really like that vehicle, you may like this, you might want to add it to your collection just because the extra gun depression and the faster maneuverability is definitely something that should be considered and something that you could probably definitely appreciate if you actually like the Panthers. Its penetration is something that everyone already knows and already loves. It is, again, the same thing as the Tiger 1, the Tiger 2 stock gun, and the VK4503. So if you have any of those vehicles, you already know what that's like because it is identical. So you're probably wondering, is it worth the $35? In my honest opinion, I actually think it is in this case. Like, I was very unsure in the T54 Mod 1, but I can tell you that it definitely meets my needs and my requirements to be worth the price. I definitely really like this vehicle and would be happy to recommend it to you. And especially goes for tank collectors. And even though it isn't like crazy different from the Panther 2, I mean, it really is pretty much the same thing. I mean, you lose some armor on the hull, but you gain it in the turret, which is really nice. Now, I know this has been a bit brief, but I am definitely trying to make this as short as possible. By the way, guys, I just want to quickly say that I am planning on doing a should you buy it or not video for the T127, so just be on the lookout for that. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you did not like this video, well, I don't fucking blame you, because I did pretty terrible in the second gameplay. And if you haven't already, please make sure you drop me a subscribe, as it would definitely be greatly appreciated. And I really do hope you guys have a wonderful day.